right. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for coming out this afternoon for this storm update on the winter weather that has moved in to the western New York area and will make its way into the city of Buffalo later this afternoon. I am joined up here this afternoon by Emergency Services Manager Thomas Luby, Department of Public Works Commissioner Nate Martin, Buffalo Police Commissioner Joe Gramaglia, Buffalo Fire Commissioner William Ronaldo, Parking Commissioner Ray Wagner, Deputy Commissioner for Community Services Nicole Dry, and the City of Buffalo Fleet Manager James Cross. So as we all know, some weather has moved into the region, is going to move into the City of Buffalo later on this afternoon. I want to thank my partners in government, Governor Kathy Hochul and County Executive Mark Poloncarz. We've been in regular communication with one another on the phone for the past couple days, taking part in larger calls with the National Weather Services and all our partner agencies. So I want to thank them for their continued partnership. We just got off a call with the leadership of the Buffalo Common Council. I want to thank Majority Leader Leah Halton Pope and President Pro Temp and Acting Council President Brian Bowman for taking part in that call and making sure that all the other council members are aware of what's taking place. As you know, again, the weather is moving into the city later on this afternoon. The National Weather Service has projected that the band will move into the city somewhere between 2 and 4 o'clock, and is projected to impact just the southern portion of the city of Buffalo. I can tell you that the city of Buffalo is prepared for the weather that's moving in, not just today, but for days and weeks leading up to this. We've been preparing for these type of situations, taking part in tabletop exercises, things of that nature, constant communication between the departments. And I want to thank everyone that's been up here with me today for their communication over the course of the past few days. Everything has run seamlessly, and so I want to thank them for everything they've been doing leading up to the storm. For the members of the public, we want you to know there are a few things going on. We want you to be well informed on everything. Winter parking regulations are in effect. Due to an unseasonably warm November, we did lax those regulations, but they did go into effect at 6 a.m. this morning. For anyone in the public, what does that mean to you? That means on our bus parking routes, there is no overnight parking from 1:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., and the daytime parking is prohibited on side streets with winter restrictions. Also, our warming centers have been activated. As of 10 a.m. this morning, we activated 3 warming centers, Tosh Collins Community Center, the McNeeka Community Center, and the Hennepin Park Community Center. Those centers will remain open 24 hours a day until they are deactivated on the other side of this weather event. Those centers are fully staffed as well as fully stocked with all materials that might be needed. Our 311 call center is operational. It's fully staffed and ready to assist residents with any calls they might need. The employees are available to answer any questions or report on any non-emergency issues that might arise during the storm. I do also want the residents to know that the Code Blue is in effect for the city of Buffalo. We have activated 2 Code Blue shelters, 586 Genesee Street, which will be open 24 hours a day, and the Dulski Center located at 129 Lewis Street, which will be open from 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. Again, I just want to say that again so anyone in the public might know. 586 Genesee Street will be open 24 hours a day, and the Dulski Center at 129 Lewis Street will be open from 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. through the remainder of this until we deactivate them. As everyone knows, this is Small Business Saturday, and we do want to encourage people to get out and shop local and help the local economy, our local mom and pops that make up our community and our business districts, and create the incredible neighborhoods that we have in the city of Buffalo. I can tell you that I already did some shopping this morning on my way in here, stopped at a couple of places. So while we do want people to go out and enjoy Small Business Saturday, support our small businesses, the emphasis has to be on safety while you're out doing it. Before you head out, make sure you check the weather. These weather events can always change. If some wind kicks in from here or there, it can change where the band might hit. So make sure you're checking that before you head out, and make sure you're exercising caution when you're driving in the snow. Obviously, we want to be as safe as possible. I encourage residents to please sign up for our Buff Alert program. To do that, you can text your zip code to 38276. Again, that is, text your zip code directly to 38276, where the city of Buffalo will be putting out information on a regular basis throughout this weather event. And finally, I just reiterate, winter parking has gone into effect in the city of Buffalo. Our city crews are on standby, ready to address any storm-related issues. Again, make sure you're being vigilant. If you're heading out of the house and going anywhere, make sure you're checking what the weather forecast might be, not currently, but also the next few hours ahead of you. And again, encourage you and stress to please sign up for the Buff Alerts to make sure that you're aware of any change in the weather over the course of the next 24 hours, 36 hours. So with that, I can open it up to the members of the media who have any questions, right? Myself or any of the department heads.
Yeah, Commissioner Morgan, could you speak to, does this make it easier for your crews when it's just a portion of the city versus citywide?
Excuse me, Mayor. It makes it easier in terms of response for the number of equipment that we would need to have in place, so certainly it's a more focused response. I mean, our crews have been out all morning. We've had 14 pieces of equipment out, salters and plows out there, some wing plows as well. Just in case that snow moved in a little bit early, we'll ramp that up. So it allows us to focus a little bit better, for sure, but the response is still the same no matter where it is in the city.
How difficult is it knowing tomorrow night you could see so much traffic coming through the city to get down to Orchard Park and get to that primetime Bills game?
Yeah, obviously, there's a Bills game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock out in Orchard Park, and the vast majority of the snow is going to hit south of the city, but you have people coming from all over the region heading out to the game. So again, if you're heading out to the game, I would make sure you give yourself plenty of time to do it. But this is another example of where the partnership and the communication works between the different levels of government, talking to the county executive so we know what's going out there, the state and the assistance that they're providing to the county and to the city if we need it. So that those open lines of communication, I can't tell you how seamless it's been for the last few days doing so. So again, I want to thank the governor, thank the county executive, and as long as we're communicating when people are coming into the area, I think we'll be okay.
This is your first big storm as mayor. Like you said, I mean, last week you were with the county executive showcasing what the city and the county will work together to do. How are you preparing and how are you ready to work with these people?
Well, I can tell you just watching firsthand from this team that's been up here, it's been incredible to watch them work. So I want to thank everyone that's been up here with me today. You know, the calls we've been on, whether it's with the National Weather Service or the larger area, the different municipal leaders from across the county, things have gone seamlessly, as I mentioned, and everyone's been prepared has been preparing for quite some time. Our emergency services manager, Thomas Luby, has been running tabletop exercises with everyone, getting everyone prepared in advance of this time of year when we know we're always going to get some weather. So it's the professionalism of the people up here that has made it so easy this week.
Sorry. Commissioner Wagner, I think this is your program. Do you guys anticipate, I know last year when we had storms in South Buffalo, you would tow cars and then bring them to a different area. Do you anticipate doing that for this storm?
For this storm, we don't anticipate having to tow vehicles. That's more of a emergency situation where cars are parked kind of on both sides of the road to get the compliance so DPW can make their pass. That's not something we see we're going to have to do for this storm.
Does it concern you at all that this is kind of the first day we're seeing winter parking going into effect? People might not be used to having to move their vehicles.
Yeah, so we did have a December 1st date. Unfortunately, due to the upcoming storm, we had to move that up, again, for the compliance to make sure everyone's parked properly and safely, and that's why we pushed that out today.
Yeah, and you know, we sent out a Buff Alert informing residents of the change in the parking today. So again, hopefully that got out and people are aware of that and are moving the cars accordingly, because again, it does become problematic for Public Works to move snow around if cars are in the way. So I hope everyone can adhere to those parking regulations.
Real quick, what were the locations for the Code Blue shelters?
The Code Blue shelters are 586 Genesee Street and 129 Lewis Street. Genesee Street will be open 24 hours a day, and the Dulski Center on Lewis Street is open from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.